Today we're ranking every single gun in Roblox Rivals. This is the ultimate gun tier list, and yes, it's based on skill, damage, usability, and how many brain cells you need to actually get value out of them. If your favorite weapon ends up in F tier, I don't hate you, I just think you deserve better. And if your main is in S tier, congratulations, you probably already have half the server rage quitting. Also, I'm giving away a legendary key bundle in the skin case 3 for 70,000 subscribers. If you want to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is like, subscribe, watch to the end of the video, and comment your Roblox username to join. And don't click off the video halfway through because I can see whether you watch the whole thing or not, so stay tuned. Alright, let's lock in, crack our knuckles, and dive into this absolute war zone of a tier list. Let's start off with the absolute bottom of the barrel. Weapons so bad they feel like a prank from the devs. This weapon is having an identity crisis. It wants to be a gun, it wants to be a sword, and in the end it's just sad. You swing once and it feels like you're swinging from a foam noodle. The gun part is no better, it's like trying to shoot spitballs. The only good thing about the gun blade is that using it makes you appreciate literally anything else. Okay, the RPG looks pretty sick. Big boom, big energy, right? Wrong. You fire once and you have to reload like you're operating a medieval cannon. The splash damage is mid at best, and if you don't get a direct hit, you're basically doing pea shooter damage and immediately dying. It's a trap for new players who think that explosions equal power. Nope. Explosions equal reload simulator. I'm not complaining though, most FPS games make explosive weapons like stupidly overpowered. I'm glad Rivals changes the pace a little bit. Everything wrong with the RPG, but slightly better. It has a weird delay between your click and the shoot, meaning you have to aim like you're calculating missile trajectories. You can shoot someone in the feet and it won't kill. The only time this works best is if your enemy stands still for 3 seconds straight, and who does that? Bots, maybe. But you can do some really cool movement techs with this. Aside from that, this thing stinks. Moving up just barely, these guns can work technically, but you have to try way too hard. This is the D tier, aka the struggle zone. This gun is cool in concept, it glows, it looks fancy, but when you actually use it, it's weak, inconsistent, and feels like shooting with a sci-fi bubble gun. Every time I pick it up, I'm hopeful, and every time I'm let down. It's the toxic relationship of Rivals guns. The damage is extremely inconsistent, and there are much better guns out there. Everyone buys the energy bundle for the energy pistols anyway. Nothing feels worse than hitting your first bullet, watching the other two go who knows where, and then getting bodied by an assault rifle. Now this thing tries to be precise, but the delay between bursts feels awkward, like it's buffering in real life. It's usable, but barely. You need perfect timing and pixel perfect aim, and even then you're losing 1v1s. This thing used to be so good, but after its most recent nerf, it's just not the same anymore. I think like it has 15 bullets in a magazine now, and it used to have like 20, and it's not worth it at this point in time. Such a fall from grace.
Hi, how are you?
Now we're in the C tier, the meh zone. These guns aren't hot garbage, but you really gotta put in the effort to make them work. Like, why suffer when there's better options out there? Super satisfying when you land a headshot, like the kind of satisfying that makes you want to clip it and post it on every social media platform. That sound when it hits, clean. But let's be real, the bow is slow. You pull back that string, line up the shot, breathe in, and by the time you release, the enemy is already behind you, just one-tapping you in the head. And if you miss, oh man, good luck. You're stuck in a charge-up animation that lasts longer than some unskippable story scenes. You're just standing there wide open looking like a piñata. Now, I'll give credit where it's due, the bow has amazing mobility. The double jump you get, it's actually kind of cracked. You can reposition, reach high ground, or dodge bullets midair like it's the Matrix. It adds this cool skill ceiling that makes the bow fun to use, even if it's not meta. Also, shout out to the hitboxes. They're surprisingly generous for a projectile weapon, especially on body shots. You don't need pixel perfect aim, and when you start getting the feel for the arc, it can be a deadly tool in the right hands. But here's the thing, there's just better options. Most of the top tier weapons are hit scan. They shoot instantly and they don't force you to pre-aim like you're predicting the weather. And not everyone is good with projectile timing. It takes practice, patience, and a little bit of suffering. So yeah, the bow's fun, it's flashy, and it's got style, but unless if you're a projectile god, you're probably just going to end up missing and getting third-partied by a guy with an assault rifle. Slightly faster than the bow, but still mid-tier. The hitbox is narrow, and if the other player is moving even a little, you're missing. You feel like a beast when it works, but it's 90% heartbreak and 10% highlights. I used to be more of a fan of this gun, and I still think it's kinda underused, but maybe I hyped it up a little too much. It's definitely a long-range weapon, and it's a nice alternative to the sniper, but in reality, it really isn't all that much faster than the sniper, so it's just not as worth it. Now we're talking. B tier weapons aren't overpowered, but they've got niche uses and solid value. If you play smart, you can dominate. Close range monster. Point blank, this thing will delete people. But once you're more than 6 feet away, useless. You're better off throwing pebbles at them. Still, on small maps or in tight corners, the shotgun goes hard. I still mostly prefer automatics instead of the shotgun, but on close range maps, this thing is a really nice change of pace. I just hate how you have to be right in someone's face to do any decent damage. Honestly, the flamethrower is pretty OP. It's great for pushing people out of cover or just causing chaos. It feels like playing Rivals on hard mode, but when you get into a group of enemies, you light them up, literally. The downside is you have to commit, no turning back once you hold that trigger. If an enemy gets slightly out of your range of fire, boom, that's all your gas gone. It's also funny to troll and air blast people off the map sometimes. The only reason this isn't higher on the list is because the range is kinda dookie on this. These are the A tier legends. Not quite broken, but dangerously good in the right hands. Every time I get one of these, I'm like, oh yeah, it's my time to shine. Don't laugh. This thing's no joke. It's fast, accurate, and fun to use, and it's got that like SMG feel, but it's paint. It's low-key disrespectful to get eliminated by a literal children's toy. You don't just lose, you get embarrassed. I believe this thing actually does more damage than the assault rifle with the same magazine size. The only problem with a paintball gun is that you only get one reload, and that reload is pretty long. Aside from that, the paintball gun is actually pretty strong. One shot, one kill. Clean, powerful, satisfying. The only thing it's not in S tier is the skill requirement. You have to hit your shots. But if you're confident in your aim, this gun feels like a cheat code. It's a 3-shot to the body, which sucks, but it's a 1-tap to the head. If you're on mobile or controller and you have auto shoot, it's game over for the enemy. Please don't do that while you're in my lobby though. Please no. Finally, the S tier overlords. These are the guns that win lobbies. If you see someone with these, either run or pull out your own. Pause. Unmatched suppressive power. You spin that barrel up and suddenly everyone is running. You don't even need aim, just hold W and spray. The only downside is mobility, but let's be honest, when you have this much ammo, you don't need to move. You just laugh. This is my favorite gun in the game. The fire rate is super fast and it shreds anyone in sight. Definitely the best gun in the heavy duty bundle. Reliable, versatile, overpowered. The assault rifle is the best weapon in the game, hands down. Great fire rate, damage, and accuracy. It has 0 weaknesses. You win 1v1s, shred groups, and feel like a menace the whole time. If you're ever unsure what to pick, go assault rifle. There's a reason all the best players in the game main this gun. It has no weaknesses. Seriously, there's no major trade-off, no niche downside. You can dominate in 1v1s, hold your ground in team fights, and even take on squads like by yourself if you position right. The scariest part is that it's not even hard to use. Anyone can pick it up and just immediately be like super good with it. In the hands of skilled players, it becomes like a straight up war crime, bro. At that point, you're just bullying the entire lobby. So like the assault rifle, in my opinion, isn't just S tier, it is the tier. Let me know your list in the comments below. Also be sure to subscribe for more Rivals videos just like this. And I'll see you guys on the next video.